Hey everyone, welcome to AGT time, the finals results. Cody Patterson here
Along with Jay Bach. We have made it to the end of Champions Season 2, and just sort of a lot of acts to talk about, just kind of showing up, doing some playing together. We got a call back to some old acts, and then finally after 2 hours of that we get to see the results. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, this is just an exhibition show. I think it finally came down to about 15-20 minutes of results. They were able to draw it out pretty well. We've got ourselves a champion of champions. Just going to kind of tease a little bit. I was pleased. So we'll get to we won't take up too much of your time getting through all the rehash of stuff, and we'll get to the results pretty quickly.
All right. Yeah, let's sort of recap the first 2 hours then. We started the night with a song with a song by Kiss. I want to rock and roll all night and party every day, and that happened.
Yeah, Kiss, I wasn't expecting this, but it was kind of fun to kind of see them. They're on their final tour, so to kind of roll through AGT once and let people see them was kind of cool.
Yep, very cool. Very cool.
Yep.
Okay, so that happened. Then Marcelito Pamoy comes out. He's going to sing We Are the Champions, which is an appropriate song given the setting. They utilize his full range, singing all those different parts of Queen. Boogie Storn came out and joined him for a moment. Duo Transcend was performing up on the trapeze. Sandow Trio Russian Bar did some flips in the front. Hans was on stage with his accordion by the end of it. So there was a nice compilation of the singers, or I guess the different acts, kind of doing what they do up on the stage there. Any takeaways from that little song?
It was kind of cool. I liked Hans introducing them from the balcony. That was kind of fun. He's kind of got a flair for that. I think we talked last week. Marcelito doing or maybe not last week, but when he sang in one of the rounds doing Bohemian Rhapsody, and you kind of poo-pooed that. Here he comes out with We Are the Champions.
You asked for it. You got it, man.
That's right. So, I mentioned Queen. It wasn't quite the song I thought it would be, but, we still got Queen, so I thought it was kind of cool. Duo Transcend doing what they do. And then Hans. So, yeah, it's kind of fun seeing all of them on stage together.
Yeah, yeah. So just to go back to Marcelito for a moment, I was talking to my wife about this, and she said what the songs that he needs to do are songs that are like conversational. And I know like the Baby It's Cold Outside is sort of one that's sort of under the microscope in the last couple of years. But, it's like the men's voice and then the female's voice responds and the male's voice and the female voice responds. Or, anything you can do, I can do better. Like those sort of like back and forth. That's really his sweet spot because it's impossible to harmonize with yourself in your two different ranges. So, for what it's worth, like to kind of tease apart like his very narrow songs that he's really going to excel at, that's sort of what we came up with.
Yeah, and I mentioned that I think last week during his performance when he did Beauty and the Beast is he can't harmonize, which loses a little bit because you want him to do these fantastic songs with the high voice and the low voice, but he can't do both parts at the same time. So a conversational song is a fair point. I mean, that's a great point to make of the types of songs that he should be doing.
Yeah. Yep. So that was just sort of our kind of input on Marcelito Pamoy. I don't know if we were going to get around to sort of critiquing that later, but so what else did we have? Talking about what everybody knows about Alesha, and then some interviews with the little comedian JJ Pamoy. I mostly just blew through this. I didn't pay much attention. Did you have any takeaways from those segments?
A little bit. I mean, I watched the whole episode. I didn't. Listeners, I'll tell you this. I told Jay I didn't take any notes on the exhibition stuff. So he's kind of bringing up the topics and going through them. But The Alesha stuff I thought was interesting. We don't really know a whole lot about Alesha, but as I was watching this, it kind of reminded me that, she's kind of the Mel B replacement. It reminds me a lot of Mel B. They look very similar. Of course, they sound very similar. And they kind of did her laugh, and I think they asked some questions about true or false of Alesha, and that might have been later on. But just some things we kind of find out about her as a person that we didn't know, and I thought it was kind of interesting.
All right, well, fair enough. We finally get another act back on the stage. We've got V Unbeatable. They're going to dance along with Travis Barker, who's the drummer from Blink 182. That was kind of fun.
That was a lot of fun, especially at the end where the kid jumps over him from behind, grabs the drumstick. They're so intense and they're so on the beat, and when you add the drummer with it, then that makes it all more exciting.
Yeah, and like you said, grabbing that drumstick, their precision is just unmatched. It really is so fun to watch. So really cool to see them.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see them if they came to my area.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Okay, next act or next segment of the night, we had the judges talk about Heidi and how she's a little bit of a nut. Highlighted her binoculars, I think.
Yes, I always love talking about Heidi's binoculars. I think we saw that. I think I remember seeing it for the first time back in season 11, somewhere around in there. And every time I see her doing the binoculars, it cracks me up because I don't get it. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, what in the world is she doing? And any chance that I can get to grab a screen capture of Heidi, and I think I have a picture out on our Facebook page of Heidi doing the binoculars. The cover photo for the finale episode is Heidi doing her binoculars. And then she showed Alesha, why she does the binoculars and what it means. And I think Howie mentioned that like her binoculars were small when she was younger, and now they're a little bit bigger because her eyesight's where she's older. Yeah. So for some reason she says that blocks out the spotlights and helps her see better. It doesn't seem to work with anybody else. So
nobody
I don't know
is willing to look so foolish to try it.
Right.
I would believe that there is some legitimacy to blocking out that noise. You're able to focus. You're able to only see what you want to see. I've been on stage before, and when you have bright lights on you, if you can cover them up, the whole you can see a lot more. It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess it does make sense. It's just, seeing her doing it, it's just, and I'm glad that they're owning it now. When she started doing it back in season 11 or whenever we first saw her doing it, they really didn't make anything out of it. But now that she's back, they're owning it. They're pointing it out more, and I think that makes it all the better.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Okay, what did we have next? It was the song with Angelina Jordan, Tyler Butler Figueroa, and Ksenia Semenova. Bringing Ksenia back, our sand artist from Champions.
Yes, I love this.
1. She was doing pictures of couples. Angelina sang. Tyler played. I did not take down what they played or what they sang. But
no.
Ksenia, she's so very good at what she does. It was really, really fun to see her doing that again.
Yeah, her artistry is fantastic. It is on point. It's top notch. Any other cliche that I can throw out there that shows how excellent it is, I will throw it out there because it's just great. I would love to see her and Joe from season 8.
Castillo. Yep.
Joe Castillo. Yeah, I'd love to see them kind of do something together. I think that would be a lot of fun to watch them do something together. Because they're the only two we've ever seen do this.
Yeah.
So it's a very unique talent that we don't see a whole lot of people doing, and to kind of bring those two together would be fantastic. Angelina Jordan was great. To be honest, I thought Tyler was actually pretty decent this time.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. Maybe I wasn't critiquing as much. Maybe I was just kind of casually listening. but I'm not saying he was like great. I thought he was actually decent this time.
All right.
So I don't know what's going on there. But I think I mentioned it last time. There's something about him that people love, and we'll see that when we get to the results. And I think I compared it to, he could be this massive thing that we can't see the entirety of. We only see like the small imperfection. And that's what we're focusing on. And he might be this great musician that's just, it's so good that we can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I was thinking about, I watch Survivor. I listen to a lot of Survivor content, and sometimes, like your Uber fans, they talk about the casuals, the people that like they tune in and they kind of remember who the players are, but they don't really, they're not making spreadsheets out, and they're not doing power rankings of who they think is going to be. They're not doing the EDGIC to see who had the most screen time or how many confessionals. Like it's the casuals. These people that are like, it's on in the background. I feel like to a casual listener of Tyler Butler Figueroa, yeah, you know what? It's pleasant. I look up, he's smiling, he's dancing, he's cute as a button. Yeah, I love Tyler Butler Figueroa. But, to really stack him up against the greats, I just don't see it.
Yeah, and we'll see Lindsey Sterling on here in a little bit. And if you it'd have been interesting to kind of have them together. Yeah, it'd have been great to have them two together. I think I saw several people post about that after the performance. Was why didn't they put them together?
Right.
Because and maybe they didn't want to expose that. I don't know. But
that's the next act that I've got down is Lindsey Sterling playing with the Silhouettes, and
yes.
So the note that I made to myself was they needed to remind us that there was yet another better violin player and dancer than Tyler Butler Figueroa. Right, we've got Brian King Joseph, we've got Lindsey Sterling, and we've also got Tyler Butler Figueroa. Yeah.
Oh, and we even had the little girl on the Silhouettes too. So.
Yeah, right. Who was so their little act was like a girl musician grows up and she's interacting over the computer screen with what I'm assuming is her dad, like military dad, and comes back to surprise her at her performance. It's that war hero returns home. Always touching, always fun to see. Definitely going for pulling the heartstrings on that one.
Yeah, we see those videos all the time on Facebook where the parent has come home and they surprise their child in some performance, or I think there was one where the mother was getting like promoted in the police department and the son came home, or we see those all the time. So this is kind of what that was representing.
Yep. Have you ever been around when somebody came back to surprise a loved one coming back from military leave?
No, not person. I have not been live and in person when something like that has happened.
I happened to be at work one day when a guy, his wife came back from wherever she was off to, wherever she was stationed. And it was pretty fun to see her walk in and everybody just get to applaud and just be happy for them to be together.
That's great.
So it is moving to be there in person. So I don't blame them, but it's that trying to pull those heartstrings. So they did it.
Yep.
All right. Did you? You didn't take any notes. They played a little emoji game. I totally skipped all of it.
Yeah. So and I'm again behind the scenes people. I'm actually scrolling through Hulu right now to catch up on some of this stuff. But yeah, I actually did watch. I did watch the emoji game, and they did this last year as well.
Right.
And this is. I like this. This is fun to play. I'm not going to go through them, but some of them were difficult this year. Some of them were pretty good. Some of them were not so good. I think like the first one they had like a Rocky Balboa and an onion and someone holding up the number 2, and Champions 2, and then they had like Puddle's Pity Party, which I don't know if they were just playing around. I don't know. That one seemed like the easiest one to get. I don't know why it took them so long, and it was so difficult for them to get. That one was pretty obvious. Then they had like a Cole and a scientist. Oh, they had the Bros. What was their name? The Cole something Bro.
Cole,
do you remember them?
It's not ringing a bell.
Okay. I think they were in I think they were in one of the weeks earlier in the season.
Okay.
Yeah. But that one was a little more difficult to get. So I like the emoji game. It's kind of fun.
All right. It was a fun little thing they did.
Yeah.
I chose not to tune into it. So, but then we got to see Shin Lim back on the stage along with mentalist Colin Cloud.
Yes.
And I was pretty excited to see what these two were going to do together.
Yes. So I was excited to see half of this.
Okay, which half?
The Colin Cloud half.
Okay,
I feel like I'm
out?
Shin. Yeah, I'm Shin Limmed out. It's exactly what I was going to say. I'm Shin Limmed out. Yep. We have seen him. We've seen him on every instance of AGT since he's been on.
Yep, we have.
We've seen him twice. We've seen him twice this season.
If you got a good thing, why not?
I guess. But there's too much of a good thing.
All right. Well, they said sleight of hand meets sleight of mind.
Yes.
So it's them doing what they do. They're going to bring Alesha up on stage. How he's going to write the name of a song on a card. He writes "Baby" by Justin Bieber. They I don't know, have everybody think of that song and blast it up on stage with their minds, and she guesses that the song is "Baby." So, I don't know. I didn't really think it was that fantastic of a trick, but I didn't really understand what was going on either. So,
yeah, it took me a while to kind of really pick up what was going on. I think I got lost early. Now, once it came to the conclusion and we saw we saw how it ended, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. But it took a while. I don't know, maybe it was both of them doing it or what, but I got lost at the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought it was still a pretty good trick. I'm not sure how he and Colin Cloud and not the sentimentalists, they're the terrible ones. I'm not sure how I'm not sure how the mentalists do all this stuff. But I think it's fantastic. So I enjoyed the part I wasn't confused about, but I think I just like seeing Colin Cloud on the stage.
Yeah, I do like his stage presence. I have no problem with Shin Lim being back on the stage too. Apparently, I think they announced they have a show that they do together called Limitless. Is that right?
That sounds right. Yeah, I think it's a Vegas show, and I don't know if it's just the two of them or if it's a bunch of magicians. They're together, but yeah, they're doing a show together.
Yes. So that's kind of fun. If you're gonna do a Vegas show, why not bring on some of those other AGT acts? Bring in some more. These people that may not have a whole show by themselves, but it's going to take some of the pressure off of Shin Lim's shoulders, assuming that he's kind of the headliner. But it's still going to bring people in who are AGT fans, who know the AGT acts. I think it's a wonderful marketing.
Yeah, I don't know if these magicians could do in like an hour by themselves, but if you bring in 4, 5, 6 of these magicians together and kind of even have them tag team and do some stuff at the same time, they could probably easily fill 2 hours. And it'd be a very exciting show. I mentioned earlier in this season that I would love to see just a whole episode or a whole round of nothing but AGT magicians.
Yeah,
because we've got a lot of fantastic ones out there.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Instead of champions, it's like AGT champions of singers, AGT champions of magic, AGT champions of whatever, right? And each one could be its own one-off episode or just a couple of episodes. That'd be a lot of fun. I like that.
Yeah, one little twist could be, 1 week is all singers, 1 week is all magicians, 1 week's all danger acts, 1 week's all, everything else,
Dog
whatever.
acts, yep.
Dog acts, yeah, no, no.
Regurgitators.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could handle 10 dog. I love dog acts. I don't know if I can handle 10 of them.
Well, that'd get a little tedious. I agree.
That'd get a little tedious, yes. But then take 2 acts from each one of those weeks, and then they compete in the finals. That'd kind of be a little, then you'd get all of those, the best of the magicians, the best of the comedians, that type of thing.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. We'll put a pin in that, and we'll send it off to Simon, see if he.
Yeah. Hey, Hans, if you're listening, can you pass that along pass the line along for us?
Yeah. Send that up the chain. We like that. All right. Next, we're gonna see Cody Lee, our winner of AGT season 14 here in 2019, our champion. He was not in our champion season, but they take no. What do I want to say? They tell his entire story, and it's an incredible story. And seeing his personality, seeing that him not on the stage, really makes what he does on stage just that much more impressive, and really does make it shine. So. They remind us of his autism and of his family and all that stuff. And then he comes out and he's going to sing Harry Styles' Sign of the Times. Any thoughts on Cody Lee's song?
Well, not the song itself. I thought he did a fantastic job. He does what he does. It's really great listening to him. But one of my favorite parts from the intro package was Simon talking about watching his audition clip and then calling his mom and asking, is this something he really wants to pursue? Because once that episode airs, his life is going to change. And he said that she talked to Cody Lee, and it was something, yes, he wanted to do. So I thought that was really, really cool of Simon to call the mom and just say, hey, look, just want to make you aware, he's good, and his life is going to change. Is he sure? Not are you sure? Is he sure that he wants to do this? So
I think you do need to protect your people on a human level, right? And
yes,
I'd like to believe that that's what he is actually doing. So
yeah.
All right, we've reached the 90-minute mark of the episode. We're finally going to get our first result of the night. And it's going to be, we're going to bring 2 of the acts forward. One of them's going through. So this is, where we see our top 5 confirmed, right?
Yes. So this is where we're going to get our top 5. Not in any particular order.
In no particular order. So first result, we're going to see Boogie Storm and Duo Transcend. I had no doubt that it was going to be Duo Transcend going through.
Yeah, I was about 80% sure. You never know, but I was about 80% sure Duo Transcend was going to go through.
I was more than 80% sure. But
the dark side was not strong this time.
Yeah. Nope. Okay, second result, we had Hans and V Unbeatable. As much as you and I agree, Hans has grown on us, and he is entertaining. Again, I was thinking V Unbeatable's got to be going through, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if I put them next to each other, yes, then obviously I'm going to pick V Unbeatable over Hans. Hans has grown on me this season. I'm seeing the entertainment now of it, and not just, hey, is he a gimmick? But if you put them next to each other, I'm going to choose V Unbeatable.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so now things start to get a little trickier. We've got fan favorite Tyler Butler Figueroa and Alexa Lauenberger, the dog act, and the result is commercial break. I'm sorry. The result is it's Tyler Butler Figueroa. I guess, putting those two up against each other, I'm not surprised that it's Tyler Butler Figueroa based on how much people really do love him. But I was, kind of hoping it was going to be one of those neither of you situations that they pull sometimes.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember back. Did we put him in our top 5 last week?
I don't think so.
I don't think we did. Okay, yeah, I don't think we did. I think we may have put him at like 6th. We may have put him on the high end of the bottom 5.
Right. Yeah.
Just because we think that people like. It's not just because it's not that we like him so much. We just think America or the super fans like him so much. But apparently, the super fans like him a lot more than we expected.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's 4 acts left. It's Marcelito Pomoy, Angelina Jordan, our 2 singers, Silhouettes, and then Sandow Trio Russian Bar. And I'm pretty sure I had all 4 of those in my top 5. So,
yeah, I think we did.
If one of those was out, it would have been Silhouettes, but only by a hair, I think, or maybe Sandow. But so, all right, we're gonna have our singers up against each other. We've got Marcelito Pomoy and Angelina Jordan. One of them's going through. Who were you thinking? What were you thinking when this was on the screen?
I was actually thinking Angelina Jordan was going through.
I kind of did too.
Yeah.
She's the more traditional singer.
Yes.
Probably the more more, what do I want to say? The more typical kind of singer that would go through. Marcelita's more of a gimmick.
Yes.
But
I think he has the better talent. I think his talent is more entertaining.
Okay, the higher entertainment level.
Yes.
Yeah, and I really didn't know. I was so split. I was like, I'll usually like start to type one of the names in as the result, or like I'll copy and have it ready to paste. And this one I was just like, I can't know which one.
Yeah. Well, I was for sure Angelina Jordan, and I know I keep saying this, but a little more behind the scenes on this. This is probably the most behind the scenes I'm probably giving on any particular episode. But and I mentioned this to Jay last week, is that I thought I had read a spoiler, but I wasn't like sure how reputable the spoiler was. I was kind of scrolling through my Google News feed one day, and it mentioned that Angelina Jordan had actually won. So I quickly moved along. So I didn't see what the news article, who it was from, or how much information there was. So I actually thought she was going to go through, and when she didn't go through, I was completely shocked and actually relieved.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. So the result was Marcelito Pomoy is going through, and I was like, okay, I like Marcelito. I'm really sorry that Angelina Jordan didn't, but she's a fantastic talent, so she had to be the first one out, right? Very top of the losers. And then finally we have Silhouettes and Sandow Trio Russian Bar. And I didn't know how this one was going to go either. Like, I was really like, oh boy, they saved these last 2 for last, because they really have me. they've got me wondering.
Yeah. I was thinking it was going to be Sandow Trio, and I think we mentioned last week Silhouettes. I don't feel Silhouettes gave their best performance. I felt it was. I love Silhouettes. I think they're one of the legendary AGT acts out there. They're the first to do what they've done. But this time in the finals, I don't feel it was top 5, a top 5 performance. I think they were just outside the top 5 as well, maybe like at 7th or 6th, somewhere around in there. So when they put these two together, I was pretty sure Sandow Trio was going to go through. I felt they did a much better performance than Silhouettes.
Yeah, and that's, it's interesting because Sandow, like, they are sort of that one-trick pony, though, right? Like, they jump and they flip, and they're even aided by the editing where they slow them down and we get to see the slow motion and they cut to commercial breaks while she's up in the air.
You mean if I go see them live, I'm not going to see it in slow motion? What?
Not even a little.
Okay. Dang it.
She cannot defy gravity.
I thought that was her doing that, man.
Nope. No, that's not how it works. So, like, I do kind of wonder, but yeah, I wouldn't be terribly surprised if either of them went through. Sandow Trio Russian Bar is going to continue their redemption story, and they are going to make it into the top 5, though.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the best redemption story I've ever seen from AGT. To totally bomb in their quarterfinals performance back when they were on season 6, and to come back and just step it up so much, with fire and spikes, and I know they're one trick pony. They do 3 or 4 flips. It's almost the same flips. When you see it live, it's not in slow motion, but just the danger that they've put on it. The stakes, the literal stakes, and the proverbial stakes that they've put on this, I think is incredible. And we've only seen them do it. They mention there's only a handful in the world that do this. And I think they're the only ones we've ever seen on AGT do it.
Well, there'd be one more if Terry Crews hadn't told me not to.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Yes. I would love to kind of rewrite history a little bit and go back to season 6 and call them up and tell them, do not do that piano trick, because I would love to have seen how far they would have gone in season 6. I don't think they could have won it, but I think they could have gotten to the finals.
Certainly should have. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got history now. They've been able to do this redemption story, and to get in the top 5 of champions. I think that's incredible.
Right. It really is just a heck of a change, a heck of a redemption. So, so that's the top 5. We've got, in the order they revealed them, Duo Transcend, V Unbeatable, Tyler Butler Figueroa, Marcelito Pomoy, and Sandow Trio Russian Bar. Did you then sort of place in your mind how you would put these top 5?
Okay. In my mind, it would have been Tyler at 5.
Okay.
Marcelito at 4. Duo Transcend at 3. Let's see. Probably, yeah. Duo Transcend at 3. I don't know. That top 3 would have been tough. Because I don't know if Sandow had enough to win it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would have done that top 3. I definitely would have had Tyler at 5, Marcelito at 4, and then I don't know where I would have put that top 3. And I think I even mentioned that last week. I think I had V Unbeatable, Duo Transcend, and Sandow in the top 3 in some order. Yeah.
So the order that I put them was Tyler Butler at 5th. I had Duo Transcend at 4th. Sandow Trio Russian Bar at 3rd. Marcelito at 2, and V Unbeatable, that was my number 1.
Okay.
So, based on how memorable they were, how interesting they were, how entertained I was, I think I'm a little more entertained by Sandow Trio than Duo Transcend. And again, more entertained by V Unbeatable than by Sandow Trio Russian Bar.
Yeah, I love Sandow Trio's. I think their danger is higher than Duo Transcends, but Duo Transcends has that sensuality in it. They have that trust. I mean, Sandow and Duo Transcend both have a lot of trust. I mean, the husband and the brother-in-law in Sandow, they have to be on it. If they don't have that bar under her when she comes down, she's toast. She's done. So all that trust has to be there. So I like both of them, but for different reasons.
Yeah. Okay. So we both have Sandow Trio Russian Bar in our top 3 anyhow.
Yeah.
And in the results, they're going to come in 5th place. And I was thinking,
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed in that. I thought, okay, well, at least, that means that the other acts that I like are going to place above Tyler Butler Figueroa, right?
Yeah.
It just moves everybody else up another level.
Yeah.
So then fourth place goes to Marcelito Pomoy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I was just like, oh no. And I hope Tyler's not going to win this.
I know.
I was like, Tyler's gonna win this.
We're gonna have to turn in our podcasting card or something. Oh man. Okay, so fifth place Sandow Trio Russian Bar. Fourth place Marcelito Pomoy. Third place goes to Tyler Butler Figueroa.
And I breathed a sigh of relief.
Okay. That's going to work.
All is right with the world again.
Yeah, the third best violinist and dancer that we saw on AGT Champions 2 is going to get third place overall.
Yes.
Disappointing.
Oh, and I'm sure we've had other violinists. I can't think of them, but I'm sure we've had other violinists.
Nothing But Strings comes to mind.
Yes, Nothing But
duet.
Yes.
Yeah, I know there's more, but okay, time for a commercial break, and we come back from commercial break, and we get a video package for Duo Transcend and a video package for V Unbeatable, and I'm thinking V Unbeatable's got this in the bag. That's how I'm feeling at this point.
Yeah, and at this point, I wasn't thinking straight. I just didn't know where things were going to come out. I wasn't thinking, oh, they've got it in the bag. I was just like, okay. I mean, I was more relieved that Tyler was third. I was like, okay, it doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah. Right. I would really, if you would flop out Tyler Butler Figueroa for third with Angelina Jordan, I'm feeling pretty good about the overall results.
Yeah.
But man, so all right. Second place goes to Duo Transcend. First place goes to V Unbeatable. They're the fastest and highest and most dangerous and most in sync dance crew that I think we've ever seen. They're so innovative and so good. I'm really happy to see them as the champions.
Yeah, I think this was a perfect champion. I wasn't disappointed at all. I think they're deserving of it. It was a nice breath of fresh air from singers, and we got a lot of Shin Lim in the last couple of seasons. I was a little Shin Limmed out, but I'm never the unbeatable out. They bring the excitement every time they come on stage, and it's a nice. Just a nice new breath, and I get to breathe in easily when they're on the stage.
I'm always holding my breath when I see them on the stage. I feel.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's I'm not tired of them.
No,
when they come on, I'm always excited and happy to see them.
And this is, I am on the record as somebody who does not care for dance acts, who does not care for dance groups.
Yes.
And these guys have captured me. They are consistently just so fantastic. So really, really good to see V Unbeatable.
Yeah, I they're going to have a long career. They're going to be big stars in India. They're going to have some great shows. They're going to do very well for themselves in the future.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Cody, is there anything else that you want to share with AGT Time Nation?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I did do. Unless you were thinking of something specific that we need to talk about.
Nothing. Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm going to kind of backtrack just a little bit. I was just looking on the Googles, or actually on the Bings, and I just looked up, AGT violinist, and one of the first results that came up was a violinist called Violin Monster. Do you remember Violin Monster?
Oh, no. I might need to Google this alongside you.
So Violin Monster was a season 11 AGT contestant. Violin Monster character is a 494-year-old werewolf who calls Ann Arbor, Michigan home. He performs Irish and fiddle tunes on street corners all around the world because it soothes his soul and makes it less dangerous for humans to interact with him.
I do not remember this character at all.
Well, there would be a big reason for that. He didn't make it past auditions, so
yeah,
all 4 judges got it. He gave him a no.
4 X's. Okay, that sounds like the kind of thing that I would not remember.
So it's just interesting, you do a search for AGT violinists, and that's one of the results that comes up.
Interesting. He may, sight unseen, he might be better than Tyler Butler Figueroa, though.
I'm not putting yeah, and I'm not gonna put that out there because we haven't heard him. So I'm not gonna knock Tyler Butler Figueroa that much. I at least like to hear the competition before I compare the two. Just don't want to give him at least some credit. He's done very well. He did very well in AGT proper. He got into the top 5 for AGT champions. I'm not gonna say he's worse than a violinist werewolf that got eliminated in auditions.
Well, yeah, all right. America loves Tyler Butler Figueroa. The judges did not love Violin Monster. So, oh boy. Okay. What else do we have to say? You can always reach out to us on the social medias. We are on Facebook, AGTcast. You can email us, agtcast@gmail.com, or on the Twitters at AGTtime. And, of course, whatever platform you're listening to us, rate, review, subscribe. We'd love to see this, take off a little bit more. And I think we're, hoping to do a couple of different off-season content sort of things for you guys.
Yeah, we may look at doing something. We got a couple things out there we're kind of keeping our eye on, but if it doesn't happen, then we'll definitely be back in May, June, ish.
May or June ish.
Yeah. Yep. For season 15, we'll have to see in the coming months any announcements on who's going to be the judges. We're pretty sure Terry Crews is going to be back for his second season. That's exciting. I love seeing Terry Crews. I think if I had to rate the AGT hosts, I think I would have Nick and Terry Crews would definitely be 1 and 1A. I don't even know if I could have a 1 and 2. But even after one season, I think Terry Crews has knocked himself to the on the leaderboard, to the top of the leaderboard for AGT hosts.
I'd agree with that. I think he's very affable, very engaging, but he's not too much. He's not, just doing what you would expect of him necessarily. Always game to play along. He's handsome and strong, and I think he's a really, really good host. So. I'd rate him, I think, first, based on did he do the 2 champion seasons in season 14?
Yeah, so he did 2 champion seasons. We first saw him in last year's champions, and then 14, and then this year's champions. So I guess he's done 3 seasons if you want to count champions as a full season, but he's. We've only seen him on one set of live shows.
Right. So yeah, no, I think he's been great. I would expect to see Simon back. I'd expect to see Howie back. Beyond that, things are a little up in the air. I don't know what we'll see.
Yeah, would you want to see Alesha and Heidi come back, or?
I would be fine with Alesha and Heidi. I think.
Okay.
Alesha has proven herself to have a good eye and a good ear for honest to goodness talent, and she's got the credentials coming from Britain's Got Talent. Heidi, we all know and love Heidi, and she's a pretty face, and she plays along with the acts when they seem to call her up on stage pretty regularly, and she plays her part well. So I would be happy to see both of them back. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'd just be curious if they're looking at something else, if they were just kind of fill-ins for champions. But it'd be weird to have Heidi gone for a year and then come back. I don't remember why she stepped away for a year. I'd have to go look that up again. But if she were to come back, I would be happy. I love, we get some more screenshots of Heidi doing her binoculars.
Yep. And, I think they said, we're auditioning for season 15, so, make sure you check the tour schedule. So they got to be locking that down if they're not already, if it's not already. So,
yeah, it seems like they start that in either February or maybe early March.
Yeah, we'll need to look into that. So,
all
right.
Go practice your Russian bar.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna stop me now. All right.
Well, thank you for another good season, Jay.
It's been a lot of fun. I think we've learned a little bit along the way and had a good time in the process. So, please reach out to us on the social medias if you got any input, any questions. Let us know what you like, and with that, let's put a bow on it.
Yep. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.
Bye.